Okay, this is now asking about if you're a thief, have you ever stolen? And I'm not much of a thief. I really, unfortunately, about the only people I've ever stolen from are my parents. And I've taken more money from them than I ever should have. Uh, I did in college register for classes, then withdraw and get the money refunded back to my house so that I would have the money. That's scummy. I've physically taken money from my dad and my mom. Uh, I hate myself for that. That's a tough question. I mean, it's probably the thing I'm most disappointed in my whole life about. Really, is taking all the money that I've taken from my parents. That's bad. I mean, I guess I should be more ashamed of the fact that I cheated on my wife, but the deal with getting arrested, taking money from my parents, and then cheating on my wife are the three worst things that I've ever done, in my opinion. And I don't think anything else that I've done is even close to it. And this says don't forget employers' time. Well, I was in a job where, I got paid and I didn't have a lot to do. So I used to sit around and look at the internet and a whole lot every day. I mean, there were like days upon days where for 8 hours straight I just sit there and look at the internet, then go to my friend's office and just laugh and goof around with him. And I wouldn't say I really stolen somebody's time, but I mean they hired me and I didn't have anything to do, and they gave me no hope of promotion, so I don't know what else to do. In business relationships, write out your resentments towards your bosses and coworkers. Okay, now this is something that I used to have real bad, but I've really let it go. I mean, when I was working in my last job where that whole, where I got arrested at, I was very resentful about a whole lot of stuff back then. I was resentful at the GM for not coming to get me. I was resentful at him for passing me over for a promotion after that happened. I was resentful at him for treating me like dirt after it happened. Uh, I mean, I hated that guy. But I couldn't quit because I needed the money, but I couldn't get another job because everybody knew what had happened. And I was just stuck, and I guess mostly I hated myself for letting me get in that position. And it's obviously my fault, so I shouldn't feel that way. And I've really let it go. And then there was also the guy who got the promotion that I felt like I should have, who definitely was less qualified, and everybody knew that I should have gotten the promotion over him, and I was told by so many people. But, I guess really the GM didn't have a choice in a way, because everybody knew what had happened with me, and he would have had to answer a lot of questions if he had put me in that position, which I deserved. And I think everybody knew I deserved that position, but he couldn't do it because of my reputation. Well, that guy was an immature jerk. And he said a lot of things to me that just were designed to hurt me. And I really hated him and the GM both for a long time. And they were a huge part of why I drank so much and gambled, played poker online every night, was because of, just trying to escape from that horrible work situation. And I was blowing a lot of money doing that too, but anyway, I don't hate them. I don't resent them too much anymore. I've really tried to let it go to the best of my ability. I've actually heard the grapevine that was a toxic place where I worked at, by the way. I want to say that. It wasn't like there was a really good atmosphere there anyway. The human resources manager had a heart attack while I was there. The casino manager had a heart attack while I was there. The guy who got my job after me had a stroke. And I mean, I'm sorry for him. Believe me, I'm sorry for him. And God, I don't want to sound this way, but thank God it was him and not me. Thank God I decided to get out of there, because, I mean, the environment there is toxic. I mean, you've got people having major health issues. You know, there was probably 10 people in that hall, and, you know, one of them's had 2 heart attacks. One of them's had a heart attack and eventually retired. The other one had a stroke. And that's just what I know. I mean, it's a toxic work environment, and I thank God I was out of there. And I certainly didn't make things better with my actions. But, you know, I mean, I told my wife that I was going to be dead by the time I was 50 if I didn't get out of there. And that's why I got the license that I have now and started working the field that I'm in now. And thank God that I was able to get out there and get out of that place, because things may not be great now, but at least I haven't had a heart attack or a stroke.